Hey guys, welcome back. Part number 2 of Tamiya's F-35 build. Last time we did the nose gear assembly. This time we're going to do the cockpit tub and work on the main fuselage. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, welcome back. So, lost the footage for the intro, the first part of this video. So I have to go back and just re-record it. So we go through the instructions here and stuff. There'll be markings and that kind of thing. But the good news is I've gone through and built the parts, so I know better understanding of it, I guess. So, excuse me. Here we go again. So part number 2. So last time we did the, well, it's put away, but the front like nose gear bay area. This time we're going to do the cockpit tub. So let me show you on the camera what we've got going on here. So, a reminder, we're doing A, which is the US Air Force, and we're going to go for air to air mode, which is B in that one right here. So A and B. So A, we can drill some holes in the. Firstly, well, basically we're going to do numbers 1 through to 3, and then we're going to skip through and do the pilot and the instrument panel as well. So knock everything over here on the table. So. One's pretty straightforward, just drilling a few holes. Note A or C. You'll find out later on that I've drilled these 2 holes, which is for the Norwegian version, which I'm not building. So pay attention to that. Moving along here, down here, we've got a few other things going on. If you're not building Norwegian version, you don't need to do this K1, 4, 5, and 2 malarkey down here. These are clear parts, B2 and B9, and you've got to mask certain areas, very small masking, which you'll see later on in the video. And you basically paint silver behind this guy, and this is just normal black behind this one. So what happens is you mask it, you paint the whole aircraft. At the very end, we take the masking tape off. You'll have slightly little clear like lights or whatever showing the color underneath as the game plan. This part right here, G19, you can go ahead and glue that right now as well. It's the same color as the fuselage. And initially I was going to leave it off and paint it separately, but you just might as well just apply it. 61 and 60 right here. This will apply to us. If you read the notes, it says here, sorry, like stuff all over my bench here. A60 and 61 depict radar cross-section enhancers, which are fixed during basic training exercises, but not on live action or more complex exercises. If attached to the model, make holes in the location shown. So, yeah, we drilled those holes, which are these holes here. So you have to really read ahead here. So these holes are just really going to apply if you're doing that. And because we're doing an aggressive version, this is perfect. We are doing training exercises, right? So these 2 areas are going to be silver. So I highlighted them in my instructions because we're going to paint them separately. At the very end, we'll add them when we've painted the fuselage and done everything else and weathered it and stuff. Just make it a lot easier than trying to mask and paint these once they're on the fuselage. So they'll be separate. Move along, cockpit tub. Pretty straightforward, really. Some few parts going in, painting these separately again, and just bring it all together, make it easy to paint it. And then from the underside, we put it into the upper fuselage section. And it's a part right here, A55 as well, needs to go in. Then we're going to skip forward all the way to the back of the instructions, and we're going to do 53, 54, which is basically the seat, which is very nicely detailed. And if you're not going to go with a pilot, you can have decal straps. Or if you are going to pilot, obviously you don't need decals. So you're going to sit the pilot, which we did. So we're going to sit number 55. We're going to throw the pilot in here. Very tricky looking carbon fiber, a little bit decal going on there. And the instructions, I will tell you right now, having done this, that the helmet X10, which is like a gunmetal color, is not accurate. Dark Iron XF54 is a really good color, actually, I think. Then moving through here, finally 56 is going to be doing the glare shield and the instrument panel right here. That really completes what we're working on in this part number 2. So that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting the pieces off and getting them together, and we'll kind of check back in and see how we're looking. So yeah, really excited. It's going together well so far, so let's see how we get on. Okay, so moving along here, just want to touch on a few points before I start painting, priming and painting this thing. This piece right here, A22, just for the American version only, which we've added there, because obviously we're in the US one. Full of two holes at the back, no problem at all. I just literally put some Tamiya putty from the inside and just pushed it out, and then just sanded the excess off once it had dried. So we're good with those 2 holes I inadvertently made when I didn't have to. Now, here's kind of layout for how I put stuff together. So I put some stuff together already, and not completely, because I got to think a step ahead of painting and how it's going to be easier to paint stuff and all that kind of thing. So pretty self-explanatory, but the instrument panel here and the glare shield are separate because they're going to be different colors, and plus it's easier to paint. So 2 separate pieces. The chair, or ejection seat, should I say. These 2 pieces put together, the side panel put on, and we've got the back separately. We did apply the head box to this guy, and then we have this guy that goes on the front here with the like that. Again, different colors, so it can be slightly easier to paint these separately and just glue them all together. Pilot, a lot of pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, I think, at least to make the pilot up. Now, I did glue the, put it a little closer so you can see it. I did glue the all together and put the arms on because it's really well how it's engineered, where there's a really, it's only one way these arms go on. It's very well engineered, so you can't like move different angles. So I just know the way it fits, which is pretty much seamless. When it goes in the ejection seat, it's going to be perfectly resting on the sticks and stuff. Talking which, we glued the sticks and the rudder pedals onto the main cockpit tub. Sorry, help open the picture. The back piece here, just separate, because I just think, you know, it's going to be easier to paint that separately, because if we put this in, can't remember which way it goes around, but if we put it in earlier, it's going to get impede with our painting, you know, all this kind of stuff in here. So painted separately, and the 2 side walls again painting separately, and added the this part in here. These again, so small pieces I kind of glue in so I don't lose them. I can hand paint that, no problem at all. But generally, these main pieces like this, like I said, the back and the sides, we just want to kind of keep them off because they're just going to make things a lot easier with our painting. It's kind of managing our build. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So just quick pit stop, show you kind of what it laid out, and get all the stuff put onto either crocodile clips or popsicle sticks, and then get this primed up and ready for paint. All right, this is kind of where I'm at with this. I just put some first few colors down on the pilot, and yeah, nowhere near finished, obviously. Just put a few block colors down, some detail paint to do. It calls out for gunmetal helmet, which is more of a carbon fiber. So I did gunmetal. I think I used my usual Model Air. It's just way too shiny, so I'm going to come back and repaint the paint with the helmet with XF84 dark iron, because it gives much more that carbon fiber kind of look. So I'm going to repaint the helmet XF84. Also got all kinds of like washes and different things to do here. Like I said, just really started painting the first few block colors. So pilot's down, the instrument panels together, painted up, decals down, no problem at all. I'll probably use my usual trick of, actually I'll do it right now. So Mod Podge Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme. And on the instrument panel here, it gives that glass effect. It's PVA glue, dries super glossy. So just with a toothpick, just gonna take this, spread it. Help having the camera shot right. Just over really that main kind of screen there at the front. Just kind of spread it out. It'll kind of self-level, and it will dry gloss like a glass color. So I'm just gonna put that there, let that dry, and that's gonna create a little bit of visual interest there too. Seat went together no problem at all, very detailed, rubber black. Overdid the dry brushing for sure, but I'm not going to correct it because you're not going to see it. The back of the seat goes in there, you don't see any of it, so we're good to go. So the seat's done, looking really good, nicely detailed. You do have decals if you're going to have no pilot. Obviously you've got the pilot, so you don't need decal straps. Cockpit tub. So painted up, glued together. As always, all these parts you see are painted. I use PCA glue, a nice medium, like kind of gloopy jelly kind of one I like. If you get the thin super glue, it's just like water. It sprays everywhere, glues everything together. It's a big mess. Definitely a medium viscosity is the way to go. for me. So again, applying with a cocktail stick or toothpick, depending where in the world what you want to call it. So gluing all the parts together, decals went down no problem at all. Using my new favorite decal solution. I don't really use microsaw anymore. Now I'm using the UMP ones, strong. I've got an extra strong as well, but I do really like these decal solutions. So decals down, very few of them, hand painted, and then I gave everything a good coating of Tamiya XF86 matte, because all the decals are just very shiny. It was too shiny, so matted everything down with that XF86 clear matte coat, and it's looking more apart now. I might add a little wash to it, same wash as we applied to the wheel bay last time around, which is going to be Starship Filth. But I'm not going to go too crazy with that, because I know that you're not going to see much of this at all. You know, once it's in the aircraft, the pilot's in, the instrument panel's in, you're not going to see it. So just a real quick little wash, pick out some details probably, and we should be good to go. So yeah, so moving forward, I'm just going to repaint that helmet, then carry on painting the figure. I'm going to wash down and put it all together, and we're pretty much going to be done. So yeah, I've really been kind of bogged down with this. This kind of part here, it's taken me over a week just to do this part, because I'm filming this over Christmas. So with Christmas holidays and dealing with activities with the kids and stuff, it's just really hard to get bench time. So unfortunately, it's just very for me, it's disjointed, because I'm doing a lot of piece and then I'm kind of walking away. So the mojo's not flowing quite as much as I like. But hopefully in a couple of days' time, once I get moving, I have more time where I can really dedicate to this and get cracking on, and yeah, and see some more progress, because very little progress right now, again, because of the time of year, I guess. But okay, so let me go ahead and finish up painting the pilot, and we'll come back and I kind of show you where I'm at. Okay, so moving along here, a couple of things. Put this piece G19 back on, what I glued it on, and I thought it'd be clever. You know what? I'll do it from the inside, glue it from the inside, so there'll be no mess, and it'd be perfect clean. And guess what? I got a huge fingerprint in there, so sand it back. Things are never easy, right? Painted this little guy in here silver. I just used Mr. Hobby super metallic silver, or super fine silver, should I say. It asks for X11, but I'm not a big Tamiya chrome kind of fan. So I paint that silver, because what happens is this clear piece actually goes on over the top, like that, and then you're going to spray it. And if you notice, we've got 3 of the world's smallest masking pieces in there. So very delicate masking there, just 3 little things. So what happened is you spray the whole aircraft, and then once you peel these masks off at the very end, once you've finished, you're left with the silver underneath, which you'll see. So that there, this is just black underneath this guy. So I glued it in, just sanded it, just fill it back. It fit perfectly, pretty much. But again, world's smallest little masking piece right there. And also, there's a piece that goes on the inside. It says paint the inside the fuselage color, but you're not going to see inside there. So I won't waste your paint. So going back through here, these are the pieces I talked about, B9 and B2. And you can see there the masking, J and the masking there. So you mask those pieces and they'll glue those guys in. Like I said, I glued that back part on. A61 and 60, the sensors, we're going to add at the very end because they're going to be silver. So I'll paint the whole aircraft and just that'll be a finishing touch. Hence why, as I mentioned earlier, I highlighted those. That was A55 we just spoke about, this piece right here. And yeah, so the fuselage is done there, and obviously painted it black, this surface of black, before we put the cockpit tub in. Tub, as I mentioned, I dulled it back, and I just came back with a simple wash. It's just the same as in part number 1. This time very much weaker. I think I overdid it with the wheel bay. But Abtai Long, Starship Filth, as always, and a grimy colour, and just ran it through there and just picked out some of the details. You see it's very thin, and just really did a good job there on griming it up. Instrument panel looks fantastic, remember with the Mod Podge. And as I move it down the light, you can see it gives that really good glass effect. A nice thick coat of it, light dries perfectly clear. Exactly what I wanted. So I did that, put the guy onto the seat here, painted him up, add a little wash, all the usual stuff. The decals are real pain to put on top of his helmet. Used my new favorite one, which I talked about before, is the Strong Ultimate Modeling, UMP Ultimate Modeling Solutions. I like that one. So with a couple of coats, I got it down there. It looks okay. This scale, you can't really notice too much. It's a little carbon fiber part on the helmet. Also, the black glass on the front of his the visor, should I say? Same thing. I used the Mod Podge and just added a drop and ran it over there so it get that glass effect, really shiny glass effect. So I did that with that. Just hand painted it. Tamiya call outs for this guy are all in Tamiya colors. I don't hand paint Tamiya colors, so I just went online, Googled F-35 Pilot. There's tons of images, and you can see purely, exactly what their kind of colors these guys are, which is pretty much like a greeny kind of color. But this isn't probably, I know, I just dry brushing and several different coats and washes and stuff, so it's probably all different colors, but it gets me in the ballpark. In 1/48 scale, sat in a cockpit tub, you're not really going to see it. So good enough for me. So the seat and the guy, that actually goes in at the very end, although we can probably get away with doing it earlier, but I'll follow the instructions. So we'll put a tub in, this guy and this guy will go in later on in the build, per the instructions. These are from like part 65 or something, I think. So that's all done. Really now just a case of putting the tub into the upper side, which we'll just use some super glue, and we're pretty much good to go. So having a look at instructions, part number 4 and 5, we did in part number 1, the wheelbase. So we've done pretty much parts 1 to 5 plus, a few at the back here, 55 and 56. Cool. So let me go ahead, put this guy in, and kind of get it all put together, and then you can see kind of how it kind of all looks, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we're done. It's all in, looking really nice indeed. As I mentioned, the pilot injection seat is not glued in. Neither is the glare shield, the instrument panel, they're loose. But really happy how it's all looking. And if I show on the camera here, you can see close up. Now, bear in mind, I'm not a figure painter by any means. Get focus here a little bit. And again, the 2 clear parts glued in. And we can take all this off loose, which we'll apply later. And we take the seat out. And it's really nice that the hands pretty much meet the control sticks as well. And the cockpit tub. One thing to note too is, remember, if you got a correction sheet in here, the original instructions say don't paint this part black at the back. The whole thing gets painted black per the correction sheet. So the instructions are incorrect, but this whole thing you can paint black before you put the tub in from the other side. But that is really it. Looking good and making good progress. We'll be back next week for part number 3. I'm not sure exactly where we go here, but I'm feeling like where we just do the intakes or we do the weapons bay or where we go. We'll game time decision. I'll figure it out for part number 3. So thank you for watching as always. Sorry it's a little bit discombobulated, this one. It's just over the Christmas period, a lot of moving parts and obviously not much bench time, and normally I have to run through over 2 or 3 days and film a video. This has probably taken over a week, maybe 2 weeks to do this part, just again because of Christmas break and everything is involved with Christmas. So yeah, see you next week. As always, have a great one. Bye.